Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fire Freestyle, the podcast. Hey! What's up, everybody? Long time no see. Happy Halloween. Spooky. How you like my costume? I'm a podcaster. Man, I remember trick-or-treating. Back when I was a kid, that shit was popping. You know, everybody used to trick-or-treat. We had a little box. Me and my siblings would have, they had all these costumes. Just gotta choose from there. Probably costumes for the two older kids, and never got a new one, obviously. Just gotta rummage through, see what you can find. I always was like cool ass pirate, skeleton. I don't know what else. I remember those too. I also remember they had a hula skirt in there, and some long wig. We used to go up near my grandma's house. It's up in PV, and there was some rich people up there, so you expect bigger candy. Nicer neighborhood, so we'd run around over there just like, they parked in my grandma's driveway. Alright, go, you guys have fun. Like, run to one house, trick or treat! Hey, look at you kids! What are you guys? Hungry for candy? Give me some fucking candy, bitch. I'm saying trick or treat, but I'm really meaning treat. Treat. Get those smart asses all the time. Okay, say something stupid like, have I got a trick for you guys? How many fingers am I holding behind my back? I got one middle finger right here for you. Give me the candy. I like all the decorating recently too, all these houses and stuff. All these houses got decorations. Remember seeing some people hiding in their decorations before trick-or-treating, and they jump out, they look like a mannequin standing there till they move, like, whoa! Like, ah! That was sick, you guys! This year I tried to do a jack-o'-lantern, but fucking, I was reading this website, it's like, cut the bottom out, and it's easier to take out the insides, and then you can even do the print higher up, you know, jack-o'-lantern face. I'm like, okay, let's try this. It was all easy and good, but then pumpkin went bad after only like 2-3 days outside. It started leaking and running. It just collapsed 2 or 3 days. Like, fuck that. Doing it next year the right way. From the top. Because it should last more than 3 days. Didn't even make it till Halloween. Poor thing. Get ready for the Christmas songs everywhere you go from now on. Here we go. I'm dreaming of Nightmare Before Christmas. Just like the one Jack used to know. This is the comedy podcast, not the freestyle podcast. Oh, I'll still be singing, that's right. The last time I went trick-or-treating, I was in high school. All me and my friends, We're friends, obviously, because we were on the same wavelength. Because, like, remember being a kid, just, I am never gonna stop trick-or-fucking-treating, dude. And then, you know, the older I got, the stronger I was to that. I am never gonna stop trick-or-treating. When I finish this podcast, I'm about to go outside right now and trick-or-treat. You feel me? No. But I was in high school, and we were all trick-or-treating, and then some dudes had the fucking nerve. Are you guys a little too old to be trick-or-treating? We're like, no. You can never be too old to fucking trick-or-treat. Yeah, so what the fuck? We're dressed up. We want some fucking candy. He probably had those little mini-sized candies. You know what they say about the people with the mini-sized candies. They're trying to get you in their van and rape you. I don't know. This one's with the king-size candy bars. Those are the cool people. I remember, yeah, I hear about myths sometimes, like, oh, the haunted houses and shit. There was always this haunted house ever since we were kids somewhere in PV. And all the people over there knew about. And it was like, the Vanderlip house, yeah. And they have a box right outside their gate that people knew someone who had the combination to that gate. And we could get in, and we would go into that haunted house. And there we would find where the murders had happened in the Vanderlip house, where the dad had like killed the kids or something, and the mom, and you could still see a puddle of blood next to the stairs. Ooh, spooky and shit. I still want to go to that Vanderlip house. I looked it up on Google recently, and it's behind the gates, dude. You gotta... Next time I find myself behind the gates, I might just have to find myself over there and then find someone who knows that combination to that fucking gate. I don't think anyone owns that house still. It's that fucking haunted house where the people died. I want to see those stairs. I want to see where the children had died. I need like someone to walk me through that shit. So if you're listening and you heard about this shit, you know about that haunted house, you hit me up in my fucking comments and I'll go with you, because I'm all for that life. Another one. It was like, there's some place, I think it was in Torrance, in South Torrance, if I'm not mistaken. PV, Torrance, PV. Somewhere. And all my friends were like, dude, we have heard about this place, right? And you go there, and they have, like, Sam's Club candy. I'm like, what? Like, good Sam's Club candy bars? No. Like, the package that Sam's Club has of candy bars. That's what they're handing out. I'm just like, mind blown, like, boom, like, wow. That's a lot of fucking candy. I could use a package of Sam's Club candy, or Costco size. I don't think we had a Costco back then, so that's why it was Sam's Club candy. But finally, this one year, we have found the house, the chosen house, with the Sam's Club candy. And we are walking down the street to get there. And then one of my friends, he had these other two stupid fucking friends from his stupid fucking high school, because they're my friends from church. And like, stupid fucking friends are sitting there in the car, and like, he jumps on their bumper and like we're bouncing it while they're there. And I was like, that looks fun. Let me jump on the bumper too. Now we're both bouncing on the back of the car. And that stupid motherfucker starts taking off driving while we're still on the back. And at first it's just kind of going, but I'm like, oh, fuck, I better like try to hang on. But there's no crack or crevice to creep my fingers in and hold on. So I'm trying to just like suction my cup on that fucking trunk, like trying to suck it up so I don't move. And then my friend's next to me and we're just like, oh shit. And then I look over and he just jumps off. And I'm like looking at him to see what happens to him, to see if I want to do this next. And then, alright, he's safe. He did it. But by the time I had done that whole conscious thing in my head, like, oh, he jumped off, he's safe, he did it. He had already sped up some more, so I'm like, my turn! I'm gonna jump off because he just seems to be going fucking faster, and I don't wanna fall off when he's going an extreme speed. I'm better off jumping off now, I was thinking, so I was just like, he made it, I can make it, woo, woo. I like hit the ground, 1 foot, 2, second foot, 2. I couldn't do a third foot because I was just parallel to the ground right then. Woo! Boom! Land on my face. My front tooth. I hit my tooth to the ground and then boom! Bounces back in my mouth. I was like, fucking shit, dude, what the fuck happened? I couldn't close my mouth because my tooth was knocked back in the way of me closing my mouth. Seeing the homie who like made it from jumping off the trunk, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, dude, my tooth, I can't even close my mouth. And he's like, push it back to where it was. And I was like, push it back to where it was? Alright, that sounds like a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Like, I was just like, dude, I'm fucking fucked. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't, like hit it the other way or something. But I stick my finger in my mouth. Push it. That's that noise I heard. Like that. And in my head, I was like, whoa! That was a crazy noise. But dude, it worked. I pushed it right back in the spot. Fucking sick. Kind of stoked, but I had to hold it there because if I let it go, it would just move back. So I was like, all right, I gotta hold it and then find myself get home somehow and then like stick my retainer in because obviously parents felt like ruining my life, give me braces when I was a kid. But before I went home for my retainer, there's still that house with the Sam's Club candy. So, we turn around, and we're like, well, let's go get that candy now. Stupid motherfucker. Walking back, I'm sure they were trying to apologize. We didn't even know where to. It's like, shut up, shut the fuck up. I never liked you, I'm not even fucking listening to you now. I want my candy, I'm gonna go home for my fucking retainer. So we make it to the chosen house, and I was just like, dude, I don't know what this means. It just means like, wow, life's real, you guys, because man, this is an experience. This guy's handing out candy. And I overheard the main guy talking was just like, well, you know, makes the kids happy, it's less than a house payment for a month, so I just figured why not do it every year. And I was just like, yeah, you go, dude. You do this every fucking year. I'll be back every fucking year. I was overheard him like a little bit later. I was walking up, walking out, and he's just like, man, I heard some guy had fallen off a car and shit, and I'm just sitting there with my finger on my front tooth still holding in, like, hey, that was me. He's like, oh, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I need to get my retainer. But when we go up, we're going up for the candy, and the guy's like, alright, I need one candy from you guys, and then you can go in this room and pick anything. And I'm stoked, like, what? And then it hits me. I don't have any candy. Because this year, for some reason, we were just hanging out with our friends at their fucking house, and we never really started trick-or-treating yet. And then we found out where this guy was, so we went straight here. We're like, hell yeah, we're about to get some big candy. Luckily, my friend's little brother's like, hey, Merle here. Gave me one of those mini Tootsie Rolls. So I was like, okay, here you go. He's like, all right, go ahead, right in. And I guess later on I found out they accumulate, they take your little candy, so they set them all aside in like a jar and they count them to know how many people actually came that year. Alright, whatever. Makes sense. You could have got a chalkboard, did a tally, but if you want some candy from me too, it was fair trade. Because I went in that place and they had so much fucking candy. I mean, there was like all sorts of good candy bars. Like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, huge bunch of those packages. They had a package of like Crackle, Kit Kat bars, Snickers, Three Musketeers, you name it, they had that shit. And then I seen what I wanted. I was like, oh, atomic fireballs! They had a huge casing container, like 300 fireballs. I was so stoked. I grabbed those shits with my free arm and I just held that shit locked down like, yes, this was so worth it. Made it home, put my retainer, and I didn't take my retainer off for days. Indeed, just had to brush my teeth around that. Eventually just hung in, it was fine, but man, good times, you guys. Love trick-or-treating, love Halloween. Hope you had a great night. And if no one has ever told you this, let me tell you, I love you. Happy Halloween. Peace.